Welcome everybody, I'm RJ of The Nerdy Brew, and here on this channel we talk TV, movies, and everything in between, all while drinking a cup of coffee. Now if you like one of those things or all of those things, why don't you consider like, subscribing, and hit that notification bell and becoming a fellow Brewster. So today, fellow Brewsters, this is a coffee talk. I gotta say that I'm baffled and upset. I'm not going to talk long. There's not a lot to say. This won't have a lot of edits. My feelings are this. There was a phase, a story, and a saga. RDJ was a launch pad and an anchor for that phase. With storytelling, there are character arcs. RDJ ended with Tony on top, saved the day, ended with an amazing legacy.
You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it.
Stark.
You know me?
I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
Having him come back as a variant of Victor Von Doom is confounding. Dr. Doom is one of my favorite villains. He is in the pantheon of villains, along with the Joker, Maleficent, Lex Luthor, and even Vader. He's in there. There's no question of RDJ's talent. I've been a fan, and I said it there. And then also dealing with the political machinations on the other end after the fact. And Robert Downey Jr., man, like, that's why the actors get paid the big bucks, because he gave an amazing performance. I've always been a fan of RDJ, and when he was going through his turbulent time in his past, I just felt like he was a tortured soul with a lot of talent. So when he got cast as Iron Man, I believe then. I was like, that's a perfect casting. I was like, he's a phenomenal actor. Dr. Doom is deep enough for any actor who wants to chew and digest into Dr. Doom's psyche and his persona. Tony and Victor are both brilliant and both narcissists, addictive and ambitious. RDJ playing Tony understands that. Having him be Victor Von Doom as a variant of Tony inside the multiverse is a disservice to Tony and to Victor. Dr. Doom, one of Marvel's most iconic villains, embodies a unique blend of intelligence, power, and complexity that makes him a compelling adversary. Victor Von Doom is not just a foe for the Fantastic Four, but a global threat with his vast intellect rivaling that of the greatest minds in the MCU or the Marvel Universe, period. His combination of scientific prowess, his mastery of mystic arts, sets him as a formidable foe. He's even in the likes of being a candidate to being the Sorcerer Supreme. Doom's motivations are often driven by a deep sense of personal honor and misguided belief that he has to rule the world for him to bring peace to the world. And I know that we have Ultron, and I know that Tony Stark, peace in our time.
So you're going for artificial intelligence and you didn't want to tell the team.
Right. That's right. You know why? Because we don't have time for a city hall debate. I don't want to hear the man was not meant to meddle medley. I see a suit of armor around the world.
Sounds like a cold world, Tony.
I've seen colder. This one, this very vulnerable blue one, it needs Ultron. Peace in our time.
I know that. But Victor Von Doom should be his own entity, thinking that these brilliant minds, Tony Stark, T'Challa, Shuri, Bruce Banner, Reed Richards, all of them have failed. That should be in his mind. Now it's his time to bring peace, order, and security to his new empire. This sense of righteousness, and combined with his tragic backstory and unrelenting ambition, adds layers to his character, making him more than just a typical villain. His intrinsic plans, grandiose ambitions, and the personal vendettas that he holds against heroes and Reed Richards creates a dynamic and an engaging universe, ensuring that every encounter with Doctor Doom is both intellectually and emotionally damaged.
Emotional damage!
Doom is legit the villain in the arc of the Secret Wars from 2015. He takes power of these godlike beings called the Beyonders and made Battleworld, which was the blending of the Ultimates universe mixed with the main 616 universe. It was because of incursions or collapsing the universes all into itself, and he's wiping memories of the heroes. He's a legit threat. I could see him being used as a big bad, as Doom. He's worthy of, not only for the Fantastic Four, but for the entirety of the multiverse and all the other heroes, because he has done it before. He has worn Iron Man's suit. He has gone against Iron Man once before, but it just really baffles me that we're going back to RDJ, because RDJ has his flowers. And RDJ, thank you for your work. Thank you for being Iron Man.
The truth is, I am Iron Man.
That was a great decade in my life of seeing the growth of this universe that I thought that would never happen. To see someone who I thought who was already amazing talent be cast in an amazing role. I understand all that, but I always think of, you don't have to do gimmicks. It is okay for you to make it to a plateau and bow out gracefully, and RDJ had did that.
I am inevitable.
Kevin Feige. You had Theo James, Cillian Murphy, and Luke Evans right there. I'm gonna leave their pictures up so we can think about what we missed.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Look, I might lose some people, might lose some subscribers, but it just is what it is. This whole platform of the channel is for me to have a creative outlet and for me to be felt, at the same time grow a community. But sometimes I'm gonna just speak with my whole chest and just say how I feel. But I am conscious of the world and the internet and how things go on with censorship. But I'm gonna say this, I support Jonathan Majors. We seen what happened to him in the streets of New York. We seen what happened with him in court in New York. My guy just won an award for perseverance. He's dating Megan Good. He didn't smack Michael Ealy. Like, he winning out here. But his work as Kang and his variants in the MCU were masterful performances. His work in Loki was a complete standout. In season 2, by far, by far is one of the greatest works out of Phase 4 in the MCU. With that being said, there can be new contracts that could be signed. There can be apologies. He's going through the punishment that he has to go through. There is changed behavior. That is a way to make amends, and there's a way to come over, because certain things, there's horrendous and horrible things that people can't be forgiven of. But I will say, being in a toxic relationship and having someone not bring out the best in you, and I am not victim blaming, because it seemed like it was mutual toxicity between the both of them. It wasn't able to flourish in the best fashion for either one of them. So with that being said, there could have been the lines of human decency. There could have been the lines of common sense to say, Jonathan Majors, you're able to return. Please go on this press tour, apologize for your behavior, and make sure that we don't send you up in court again unless they dismiss your charges and say good job. So that's what I think should have happened as me supporting Jonathan Majors. And I have a video detailing about the case, the crime, and how it looked in the landscape. So go look for that. It was a good video, and YouTube didn't promote it because I had cussing and I was supporting Jonathan Majors. So that didn't get the push that it needed to. But you know, if you happen to see this video, go ahead, check that out, catch my thoughts. Oh yeah, and I'm talking about the racial landscape as well. So that's something to consider. That's something to consider. But if he couldn't come back, if that wasn't the case for Jonathan Majors to return, I know he said he wouldn't do it, but people change their minds all the time. John Boyega and Coleman Domingo as the recast could have worked for me. Long as you was, even though it's a race swap, and these race swaps don't last, and they go to recognizable face of RDJ, it would have been cool. Continue black figure. Yeah, black figure or black man be a center point of a full story that's universal, multiverse. Yeah, just the idea of that was decent. But bringing back RDJ as Victor Von Doom, that hurts me. I'm disappointed. It could turn amazing. The Russo brothers are back. They gave us the best MCU movies in my opinion. RDJ is one of the greatest actors in a generation. He's one of the last living of old Hollywood. Just pure talent. You know, I'm not saying that people ain't talented, but he's just from that era of just taking the craft fully seriously. Damn, RDJ, I want my Sherlock Holmes 3. Not you back in the MCU. But in the words of Thanos, reality is often disappointing. So let me know your thoughts about this casting, about RDJ returning, your thoughts about him becoming Victor Von Doom. As I said, there were other fantastic actors who could have personified this role, but I guess it just is what it is. You know, this is how liberty dies. This is how democracy dies. But with all that being said, I'm gonna bring this video to an end, and I want you to be you, do you, see the bigger picture. Have a fantastic day, because you deserve it. This is that channel. Peace.
Mouth on top, kung fu, Bruce Lee chop, moon rocks, go Red Sox, tryna go far like Boondocks, headshot, blunt stay high, talking shit, gotta pull up on they block, you fraud, I'm Couchgod, know you got a tax like a state charge, safe house, safe house, safe house.